What is going on, guys? It's Mr. Very here, and today I'm going to be doing a little Draken hunting. Now, that might seem weird, but I got like 500 Draken kills yesterday, and you can see by my experience that I do have my voucher activated. So, yeah, I figured what the hell, I might as well, right? Um, And these guys are so super weak to energy attacks and stuff that I figured I would just bring lots of pots, bring SDs and just bring them down as fast as possible so that I can get decent experience. But, I don't really care about profiting so much as I do just finishing the task. And look at that, 11k just for dropping him. And we're gonna go ahead and open this door, which is scary because there's a bunch of serpent spawns. But we're gonna drop them one at a time, or a couple at a time. Who knows? That's what the thunderstorms are here for. But yeah. So this is obviously gonna be a grind fest, as we are just grinding here. The SDs are strictly for the serpent spawns and the Draken elites. The icicles will be for the rest of the Drakens. And we're going to throw up an energy wall just so that we aren't getting messed with. And I should have a serpent spawn task started, but I'm already really far in my Medusa task. And so I didn't want to, disable that one just so I could get this one, but that's alright. Another reason that I'm here, and like I was saying last night, is I want to kill some Draken Elites and some Abominations because they're the ones that actually have the chance of dropping really rare items. And we already get a Warrior Helmet, so that's a good start. Um, Unfortunately, I don't know that we'll be able to cap it because that's 68, but we'll give it a try. 9. Okay, looks like we're just gonna have to put some pots on the ground. That's okay. We'll pick these up later. And another serpent spawn. God, there's so many right here. That's why it's nice to come in from the eastern entrance and just blow them away. Alright, now we should be encountering some of our other friends. Some Draken. And we get an Abomination. So these guys are weak to energy. I don't know how weak to ice they are, if at all. Let's see. It looks like they're a little weak to ice, but they're mostly weak to energy. So we're going to want to be using those really nice energy attacks that we have occasionally. I also brought thunderstorms in the case that he summons um, the death blobs, which can be very inconvenient and block you up. And we get 7. Ooh, and 3 great mana potions. Well, how gracious. So I haven't really hunted Drakens alone and in this area in a very long time. So it's gonna be very different for me. And also kind of strange. But What I do know is I know their weaknesses, so it should be fairly easy. And Drake and Spellweavers are weak to energy as well, and they're also weak to ice based on the amount of damage my Icicle just dealt. And we're going to go ahead and finish him off, and down he goes. We don't get anything too special. That's okay, though. Check on the Ring of Healing. Only 49 seconds left, so we're going to need a new one soon. We're going to put up an E-wall and pull that abomination across by itself. That way we're only dealing with one at a time, because this room is a little tight, and there's no need to, make it difficult. But so far, this strategy I have is working quite well. And so we use the thunderstorms to clear a path for ourselves. And we have a serpent spawn coming, but that's okay. We're going to use thunderstorms as well as an energy wave. And the abomination goes down, and the serpent spawn is now at half health. So we can finish him off. And I didn't see what the abomination dropped. Doesn't look like much of anything. And now we have enough to pick up those pots. Drop some old ones. And we have another abomination. We're going to pull him across again. And it may have been wiser for me to bring explosions than icicles for these guys. I'm not too sure which deals more. They both seem to be dealing fair amounts, but I would have to kind of run a longer test. As far as the loot last night, we got a total of like 500k worth of stuff, and that's honestly not quite as much as we were hoping for. Believe it or not. Ooh, that was not fun. And so, yeah, the hunt last night was fun. We just didn't really meet our quota on loot. However, we did get a lot of experience. As I said, I was making, I topped off at like 1.9 million per hour, which is really nice. Can't argue with that. That's awesome. And it looks like so far we're just getting a bunch of abominations, which is fine. But I would like to go kill some elites as well. And, just pretty much running through them. So you guys wanted to know about my hand infection. So what I have had, it's almost gone, in my hand. They say it's similar to Lyme disease. It's not Lyme disease, but it's similar. I had blood that was infected and trapped under my hand, and it formed this really strange, large lump type thing. I don't even know how to describe it, but it was very painful, and yeah, not fun. So we finally get an elite, which I'm excited about because I've been wanting to kill an elite. And SDs work very well on these guys, thankfully. And I'm going to see how much an icicle does. Oops, I hit Grand Flam instead of icicle. That's okay. And the icicles bring him down pretty well too, but he is almost down. And down he goes. And with the bonus experience plus the voucher, I get 12.6k for one of those kills. That's awesome. And we got a bunch of abominations coming. So what I'm going to do is set up that just so that we only get one at a time. Once again, just being safe. And waving the shit out of them. Along with using icicles. And we're going to wave there, and down he goes. And we get an Eye of Corruption. Now let's hope we get a Blade or Shield of Corruption. That is the main goal here, guys. Oh my god, I can only imagine just how awesome that would be. And we get a Spell Weaver. We actually get 2 Spell Weavers. So what I'm going to do is set up a wall here. And set up a wall here. And I'm just gonna avalanche them. And of course use waves occasionally. Avalanches are working pretty good though. So long as I keep up on my, you know, as long as I keep up on them and keep up on my healing. And unfortunately I miss one, but I get them both this time and I am cornered. So they are going to be vicious with me. But one more explosion and he's down and he's down. Awesome. So that was cool. I've never taken on 2 Spellweavers at once before. By myself, that is. That way, at least. And that was kind of neat. And it was a new experience for me, so. Of course, I don't get any Ring of the Sky hunting alone, but when I'm with my team, we get bunches. Oops, I did not mean to use that icicle. What keeps slipping me up there is normally my... here, I'm gonna set up an energy wall. And I don't think Draken Elites, yep, they don't give no fucks about energy walls, which is good, because I want to fight him, and just him. And so we keep the serpent spawn at bay with the energy wall while we deal with the elite. And they're really not so bad. It's just a matter of using several SDs on them. And switching to icicles. And we get Draken wristbands. That's nothing really. Too bad. It would have been nice to get I've gotten an elite Draken mail out of one once, which was awesome. And it wasn't even the boss either, but you know, I highly doubt I'll have that happen again. Although it would be nice. And we'll see what our experience per hour is right now. Right now it's around 1 million, which is kind of low considering the fact I'm on my voucher, but that's okay. And we're going to go in here and see what's up. I'm going to set up an E-wall preemptively. I believe there's an elite. Ooh, no, there's 3 Spellweavers. So we're going to grab one and demolish it. So a little 1v1 with the Spellweaver. And I got a pot up for sure. Getting low. And we dropped the first Spellweaver. So now to get the next one. Ooh, and there's an elite. So yeah, the Spellweaver will have to wait. Or it looks like the Spellweaver and the elite are going to be happening at the same time. And since that's the case, well, this is going to be painful for me, but ow. So long as they're both not in front of me at the same time, I should be fine. And that's what I was avoiding happening. And since that did not happen, and I didn't get waved at the same time, I was fine. Gotta get that mana up. I'm looking really low. So I'm gonna be using mostly icicles on this one. And I accidentally used death, which, big mistake. And occasionally you'll see that the Spellweavers like to heal for bundles of health, but they only do it once in a blue moon, so... Alright, so now we can finally finish the last Spellweaver. As I mana up, and so much for it being the last one. I don't even know where the second... Okay, there it is. And we're going to go ahead and use thunderstorms and stuff and see what we can't do to bring these two down similarly. And that one's almost down. Very, very close. So I put myself in a vulnerable position by allowing it to be able to fire wave me, but I just wanted to get rid of it. And most mages aren't a fan of Drakens, and I don't know, I just had the urge to hunt here. Plus, I'll show you my killing in the name of Draken stats. Oops, went way too far down. Yeah, see, I have 10 Abominations, 218 Spellweavers, so I almost have 300 War Masters. So I almost have 600 kills, so I only need about 300 more Draken kills, and I have a full task done. So to me, it's like, why wouldn't I be coming and killing some Drakens? I've always been jealous of how easy paladins can handle this area, and now that I'm a very high level mage, I can handle this area on my own too. Maybe not quite as well as they could, sure, but I can, and that's the point. And we get a small sapphire, still on loot, but that's the way it's gonna be for a little bit, I'm sure. And I don't remember what's up this way. It looks like 2 Abominations. Energy wall, here we go. And I'm gonna pull the single Abomination. And these guys have a really high drop rate on like Terra hoods and stuff. So I'm hoping that we can at least see some Terra hoods. You know, maybe a couple Wand of Voodoos, just something decent. And the elites, I mean, they drop all sorts of nice stuff, but they're a little more elusive the abominations are quite frequent down here. We get an Eye of Corruption, of course, creature product, and they do drop a fair amount of platinum coins. And we'll grab our second friend. You know, just trying to bring him down. And I guess I'll end this video when I run out of mana pots, which shouldn't take. I brought around 425, plus you have to remember I'm wearing boots, or soft boots, and a ring of healing at all times, so I've got maximum mana regeneration, and also, you know, doing the best I can to utilize this, the runes I have in conjunction. 34 seconds on the ring, so that's going to need to be replaced very soon. And another abomination. Wow, there was like 3 up there. It would be nice. See, I would have liked to have rather have come down here, but they don't have the quest. They don't have Wrath of the Emperor, my other friends, so they can't come down here yet, which sucks because I believe we could be making way more money on these than the money we make at Walls, strictly with War Masters and Spellweavers. Scale of Corruption. Now those are 700 apiece, but they're also what you need to get into here, so I tend to keep them rather than get rid of them. And we see a Spellweaver down there as well, but I'm going to go ahead and go after the abomination. Ooh. And I finish off its summons so that they won't block me up while I'm running them. And just there we go. Not bad, looking good, just about through it. And boom. And a Terra Hood finally. They have a 10% drop rate on those. So you should see one every 10 kills. Have we killed 10? Maybe. Drake and Spellweavers have quite the variety of things they drop as well. They drop, as we learned last night, if you saw the video from last night, they drop Ring of the Sky, Focus Capes. I don't know about Zowan Robes. I think they might. Wow, that was a tricky one. They drop Zowan Shoes very frequently. I'm not sure about Zowan Legs. Wands of Inferno very frequently. Focus Capes, I don't know if I already said that. But yeah, they do have a decent loot list and decent drop rate on a lot of things. So, alright, and down goes the abomination. Or not the abomination, but his little slave that would have blocked me up. And he does have his other one still, that's fine. We'll worry about that when the time comes. And the time has come to worry about that, so thunderstorms it is. And almost down, just a little more firepower, and bam. And we get another Terra Hood. Awesome, finally. So, starting to see a little more loot now. Is that an abomination? It is. So we get enough. And it's just non-stop abominations on this side, it's looking like. Maybe we'll switch over to the other side just for fun in a bit here. Not really too sure. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. For now, just gonna take out this guy and hope for the best. And of course, bam, look at that, beautiful. Small topaz. Okay. Now, if we switch to the other side, the only thing that sucks is we're gonna get interfered with, and there's less running room. But you know what? Why not? We'll go ahead and give it a shot. Come on, don't run. There we go. Alright, so we're gonna close that door. And the first thing that we get should be a War Master. Awesome. Okay, and we get an abomination too, but we can block the abomination as we just did. Now, War Masters, the best thing I can do with them is strictly icicles and strong energy strike. And they can't really do all too much to me anyway, so. And they're nice. They have a 2% drop rate on tower shields. Pretty high drop rate on Zowan shoes. And of course, here's our abomination, who we now need an energy wall for. And we're gonna make sure that we utilize this energy wall to its full potential. Now I'm gonna test a couple explosion hits in comparison to icicle hits. Looks like icicles do about the same amount of damage as explosions. It's hard to see the difference. It's pretty close. So anyway, we're gonna keep on moving forward, and there should be we get an abomination, which is actually strange. I figured the War Master would be coming first, so we're gonna grab the War Master because he's gonna run through that energy anyway. He does not care about the energy. And bringing him down with just icicles and Grand Vis and conserving my mana for the stronger Draken really isn't too bad. The icicles and the Vis deal quite a bit of damage as it is, and these guys aren't that strong anyway. As long as you avoid their waves. Their waves can hit quite hard. Ow. As we just saw. Now what I'm going to do is go ahead and thunderstorm her and the blobs. And we take out the blob, we off screen the abomination. Grand Visser. Doing well, doing quite well. The elites are a little bit further back on this side, and we might run into a demon before we make it to them, but that's okay. And of course we have another abomination. And we're going to want to renew this energy wall, just in case. And using thunderstorms, that way we can bring down both the Death Blob summons, which could get in our way, and the abomination itself. Oh. But yeah, my hand was severely infected. I wish I had a picture of it during the earlier infection. It was awful. It was so bad that I literally couldn't sleep at night, and I would be near tears, shaking in pain. But luckily, I found a good doctor who helped me out, gave me the proper antibiotic, because at first they put me on the wrong antibiotic for it, so it wasn't even helping it get better. It was just getting worse, and they also didn't give me any pain medication, so I was sitting there suffering, hoping for it to get better, all the while being on a medication that had no chance at all of making it better. So, pretty crazy. But um it it was an infection in the palm and on the top of my hand near my thumb. It was expected to be by a spider or a tick, and if it had gotten any worse, if I hadn't seen the doctor when I did, they may have had to have ended up doing surgery or amputating the hand. I mean, that's how bad it was. It was severe. But luckily, none of those things happened. And obviously, I'm playing right now using my right hand. And yeah. So that's kick-ass. And yeah. I don't expect to get crazy loot yet from these Drakens. It would be nice to see a little something something, but patience is a virtue. And there's the demon. Don't know how far off he is, but okay, he's right there. And there's an abomination. So we're gonna grab the abomination, set up an energy wall, and then once we take care of this one, we're gonna go take care of that demon. It's not as if we haven't handled a bunch of demons already. I mean, that is how we got this outfit, right? Yeah, for those of you who don't know, yes it is. Oh, you bitch. He just dodged my great energy beam, which sucks. Would have rather have not had that happen. Would have liked to have gotten that extra damage off. He ain't dodging that one, though. And he's not dodging this. There we go. And, almost down. One more icicle should do it, and it does. Almost to 360,000 experience. Of course, another abomination spawns, interrupting us moving forward towards the elites. It would be much nicer for me to be here with a paladin than alone, but it ain't so bad by myself. I'm just about halfway through my pots already, and the experience isn't the greatest. neither is the loot compared to many places I could be, so, um, yeah, I might call this off early. Oh, we got a Spellweaver and a War Master. How about that? And, oh, okay, and a Serpent Spawn. No, 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 no. We're gonna go ahead and take care of the War Master here first, and then we'll take care of the rest. And this is why walls are a necessity. And we can see the serpent spawn is dancing around the fire because it doesn't want to get close to it because it is weak to it. And switching over to avalanches to finish off the War Master a little quicker. And now we're going to bring down the serpent spawn. Yeah, there we go. And over to the Spellweaver. Or War Master. Another War Master first, unfortunately, or fortunately. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter either way. Ow, ow, ow. Well, that hurt. The Spellweaver is still casting magic on me from afar, so I suppose that's not really making much of a difference. But War Master's almost down. And then we will go take care of that pesky mage. Yeah, come here, buddy. I'll be your friend. And we're just going to bring it down as fast as possible with heavy spells. Now, explosions work good on these too because they're also weak to physical, which makes sense as they are a mage type creature. And just me. Wow. These guys are really disappointing me so far. Alright, come on, War Master. I have faith in you. You can pull through and prove them wrong. Prove to me that you can at least drop something decent. And you know, even if this is all for naught, at least I'm working towards some boss points and, well, some task points so I can do another boss is what I mean by that. But come on. And nope, just me. Alright. Alright, this is it. The Abomination. Now, it is all in the Abomination's hands, whether or not the hunt continues. If he does not give me anything better than at least a Terra Hood, I'm gonna end this video here and leave Drakens until I can find a suitable hunting partner, because there's much better spots for me to be, especially with a voucher right now. But I wanted to be adventurous and come to Drakens, hope for maybe a Shield of Corruption or a Blade of Corruption or something. And of course I get failed. All I got was a Terra Hood. So ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately I am going to end this hunt here. But anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like, comment on this video with any feedback you might have for me. And if you haven't already and you enjoy the content I produce, then what are you doing? Subscribe to my channel so you get updated when I produce more. Once again, thanks for watching, guys.